Hello, everyone. It's the interview queen, Alicia Atout here, and I am so excited to welcome you all to my interview with TJ Wilson. Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good, very well, thank you.
How are you keeping up with everything going on right now? Are you keeping kind of sane from boredom?
So I just got my garage gym completed, pretty close to completed. So that's kind of taken a lot of my this all this free time that I have. That I,
Right.
and then we've been doing our tapings in Orlando, which for me is easy because it's just a 90-minute drive instead of flying all over the country. But so that's and a lot of video games.
Right. I feel like I've kind of gone to the same thing. I'm not traveling as much anymore.
Yeah.
Also being in Canada, I know you've now obviously relocated to the States. Being in Canada, like the travel ban, I'm just completely stuck here until things get back to normal. So it's been crazy.
Yeah, because we have some talent that are still live in Canada. That same thing, like they're just stuck there.
Right. Well, you had mentioned the home gym, which I know has really been one of your huge passion projects
Oh yeah.
over the last little while, and it's really been coming together. So, how long have you actually been working on it now?
Really, I kind of started to think about it a little bit before this whole thing went down, but then obviously my hand was forced a lot quicker when all of a sudden I showed up to the gym I have a membership at, and they said, "Hey, after today, we're closed for a month," and then I had to work fast, and Natty, of course, too. She definitely got a lot of it done. So it's been like a 3 month project, and it's getting close. I have a few more things still coming, and then I think I'll be there.
Do you think that you're going to actually stick to the home gym going forward, or do you miss going to a regular gym and, just what you're used to?
Yeah, so I thought I would miss the regular gym, but I get such a crazy sweat in my garage living in Florida. It's so humid, it's so hot out here, almost all year round, but especially right now, June, July, and I'm having these crazy workouts where I can't really picture myself in it. Obviously, on the road, I'll when things in time resume back to normal, I'll be back in a regular gym. But as of right now, when I'm at home, I'll strictly train here.
If only you could pack up the garage and just
Oh,
carry.
I know. Put it in a little suitcase and it just expands as I get there.
The gym actually has some really cool branding from Workhorse Fitness, your very own supplement company.
Yeah.
So does it feel even more gratifying knowing that you're working out using your own products now?
Yeah, big time. And that like I can take my own products and just literally walk through a door and there it is. I don't have to get in the car and fight traffic. For me, it's so convenient. And I train with like a young kid that's like 21. So he comes and we train together and he kind of I can't let him beat me at anything. So it helps motivate me and push me. And it's just the two of us in the garage. So it's a cool atmosphere in there. It's hard. It's really hard, but it's fun.
I can imagine the friendly competition there. He kind of gets a
Yeah.
one up on you. You have to beat him, and it just
Yeah.
never ends, isn't it?
Never. I refuse. I refuse. I'm too competitive.
One thing I do know about you, other than the fact you are competitive, is that you're also a huge coffee lover. So,
Big
how
time.
many cups are you going through a day now that we're kind of stuck at home changing our
Uh,
routine?
I'm averaging like two a day. I'm trying to limit it to two, but
Not bad.
the truth is, I could drink coffee all. If someone's here drinking with me, I can drink coffee all day long. If someone else wants to, I'll drink it all day long. Like if I'm with like Kurt Hawkins, who drinks a lot of coffee, I'll drink five, six, seven in a day.
Oh my gosh,
I,
that's
I
like
don't I don't really feel
good.
anything from it. I just like it, and it's become this acquired. I remember I went to Japan the first time, and I'd had a little bit of coffee here and there, but not really. And I drank it there, and all of a sudden, here I am, 18 years later, addicted to it.
People always call me crazy because with all the traveling that I do and stuff, I still don't drink coffee. So
Really?
I just haven't acquired a taste for it. It's the same for beer for me. I just like can't enjoy it.
Yeah,
So I'll just stick to other things. But hey,
that's
whatever works, right?
yeah, hell yeah, that's awesome.
Well, I have to say that you're definitely one of the most resilient and inspirational people I've come across. Whether a speed bump or an injury, you always seem to have that passion to overcome anything. So have you always kind of had that, just to be blunt, like almost like a survivor mentality in a sense?
I think I have, and I think my Japanese trainer Tokyo Joe, he really helped either build it in me or unlock it in me, or both. And ever since then, ever since I started training with him in about 2002, I've understood, or at least for me, um, my 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 willpower and is gonna outlast my body. So like when it feels like I'm getting close to giving up doing something physical, whether it be working out or wrestling or whatever, I know that my willpower can carry me further than when my body's getting ready to quit. And then I kind of catch that second wind and whatever it is. And I don't know. It's hard to explain, but for some reason it is there. And I wish I could bottle up and sell it. Then that would be the key.
You'd have a customer.
Hell yeah.
It's amazing though, because you have had so many, trials thrown your way, and the fact that you've really proven not just to yourself but others, like, yeah, I'm tough enough to get through it, and look where I'm at now. Like, that's really wonderful to see, because even when things day to day kind of get to me that aren't literally life ending,
Yeah.
it makes you think and puts things into perspective. Like, hey, other people have it more difficult, and you can really push through.
Yes, absolutely. And it is a day by day thing, obviously. Like, even like with my neck, I couldn't really do anything. I was just having this conversation with Seth. With my neck, I couldn't really do anything to kind of rehab it. I just had to sit in the brace, almost 24 hours a day, and just kind of not move my neck and let the fusion, let the bone grow over the hardware, the screws and stuff in there. And so it was kind of out of my control. I just had to literally take it day by day. And we're with my knee injury. The rehab was on me, and I was going 3 times a week for hours every time I was in there. And they loved it when I'd come in there, and they'd push me so hard. And so that was the difference. I had a little bit more control with the knee, where with my neck, I didn't. I just had to kind of let it take its course.
Wait it out.
Yes. And so it becomes a day by day. You just have to try to simplify it and take it day by day, and not look at obviously we all get lost in that, but try not to look at the big picture. Sometimes it's better to look at the big picture, and sometimes it's better to take things day by day.
And that must have been so frustrating though, because you are used to tackling things when they come your way, like hands on. So the fact you
Yes.
just had to sit back, like, I can only imagine the frustration.
Yeah, again, like I said, it was completely out of my control, and I just had to, I had to put my hands in, my surgeon did an amazing job, and I just had to kind of let it take its course.
Well, I'm so glad that things are all right now. Like, that makes me so. Of course. Well, currently you're a producer in WWE, working
Yeah.
behind the scenes, and a lot of that role is being assigned matches and then talking it through with the talent.
Yep.
So, I mean, is there much of a difference in calling a match for someone else rather than actually calling one for yourself?
Yeah, so that is the funny thing, and that was the advice Arn Anderson gave me on like my first or second day. A lot of the producers that were there before that worked with me as a talent, they'd always tell me that one day you'll be a producer, one day you'll be a producer. And then the day I kept thinking no, and then they were right and I was wrong as usual. But Arn Anderson pulled me aside and told me that to just kind of treat it like it was me in the match, but instead of like my move set, plug in their moves and kind of like start like that. And now that I've worked with all the talent, and especially when I work with talent over and over again, I start to, in a good way, like figure them out and they figure me out, and we have a great relationship. I have a great relationship, I would say, with I wouldn't, maybe I would say 100% of the talent, but just to be safe, I'll say 99% of the talent.
You always have to make sure you take that
Just
safety
in case there might be someone that really, really doesn't like me on the roster.
right.
Pull me up.
Well, when you started in wrestling, I was curious if there was someone that you would have loved to produce your matches, or a mind you wish you could have worked with.
In terms of as a producer.
Yeah, or someone to kind of have guided you through things when you had first started out.
Yeah, so like that's where I was very, very lucky, and I have a lot of friends in wrestling, and we've like had these talks, but like I came up in Calgary, so I was able to spend a lot of time with Davey Boy and with Jim and with Brett and even with Owen down in the dungeon, and so I was able to have these guys kind of hands on and run me through stuff. And there was a while where I'd go after school and train at Brett's house like almost every day for like 2 months or something. And so I kind of did have that hands-on experience, and I never took it for granted. But then when I meet all these other people from different walks of life that are ended up in this same business, they don't have those stories. And I was like, oh yeah, I guess it is weird that I was able to have Sunday dinner with Bret Hart and they're watching him strictly on TV. So I get it.
Well, you mentioned Davey Boy there, who is someone I've also had the pleasure of working with now, especially with us both being in MLW. And
Yes.
you've had some incredible chemistry in the ring with everyone from him to Cesaro, to even with Natty in the ring. So were
Yeah.
those all relationships where when you found out or that you'd be working with them, like you just instantly clicked and you were like, okay, yeah, this chemistry is just going to be perfect for in ring and out of the ring.
Yeah. So with Davy Boy Jr., Harry, my very first match in 1995 was a tag match with him. So then fast forward that now we're both, he got signed before me, but now we're both under contract in WWE, and we were kind of pitching like, hey, I think we could be a good tag team. We had wrestled in Stampede Wrestling together and other promotions locally like PWA and even Jersey All Pro and MLW in its first incarnation. And finally, Natty went to management and kind of got us to have a really good chance. And then I think we proved that we did have that chemistry. We'd grown up together for so long, of the three of us, especially being on the road and just being around each other all the time and kind of sharing the same kind of philosophies of wrestling and maybe some of the philosophies we didn't share, but we could kind of debate. I mean, we're sitting in cars for 3-4 hours sometimes. At that point, we would do like a Saturday live event and a Sunday live event when we were on SmackDown. And a lot of times Monday there'd be Raw, but the SmackDown talent wouldn't go to Raw. So we would drive to wherever SmackDown would be. So it'd be far. It'd be like 5 or 6 hour drives sometimes
Yeah.
because we just had a full day off. And there was nothing but wrestling talk in all of those car rides.
Of course. And it's lovely when you actually make those friendships and you can transfer them into work. Because I know for me, even when I came into new locker rooms throughout the time I've been doing my interviewing, like
Yeah.
when you realize, oh my gosh, like it's full of friends and you actually get to work with them in the long run, it just makes your job so much easier and so
Oh,
much more.
it's the best. It's like when I came back as a producer, I've been away for 2 years kind of healing. And when I came back and it was like, I remember being a little bit nervous and I ran into Scott Dawson in the gym in LA that morning. So then he was pretty shocked to see me and he was really cool. Like he's always been with me. And I was like, okay, like I got this. I know this is a different role. It's going to take me a minute to kind of catch my groove here, but I know these people. I was oddly nervous at first, but as soon as I got to the arena and I started, like, I remember Cesaro being Cesaro, like an absolute class act. He knew I was there that day. He like went and brought me a coffee, like without me asking him. Yeah. So he's a great human being. And like, I saw everybody and right away I was like, I'm home again. This is where I'm supposed to be.
That's so wonderful. I'm so glad there was such an easy transition. 'Cause the other thing too is you're so used to doing one thing, you don't know how it's going to be received by others. So that really
Yeah.
is awesome to hear.
Yeah.
Well, I
Because
know that you're
I knew what worked for me, but I don't know, like, am I able to translate that to other people? Like I've given advice and I've trained people in the past, so I knew I kind of had a grasp on that. But now, would I be able to translate it and try to help people see what I'm seeing, or vice versa, them talk me into seeing what they're seeing?
right.
Because I think it's a collaboration. It's not just one way. It's not just me barking out orders. It's a collaboration, and we're a team. We're working together we want the best product or best match
Product.
we can put out.
No, absolutely. That's one thing I learned when I was doing backstage interviews. Some places you go to, they really do just kind of bark at you, and some places actually take advice.
Sure.
And I find when you have it from both sides, that's when the chemistry clicks and people can actually see the best product in the end.
It's the best by far.
Well, I want to go completely off topic for a moment,
Oh, no problem.
because you are a self-coined cat master
Yeah.
extraordinaire. We all know that goes on in your home. Nadia is obviously completely obsessed. So
Yes.
have you always liked cats, or did that come from your relationship with her? Like, how did this whole madness begin?
No. Yeah. So it is madness. They're around me right now. They're just trying to stay. Which Pause is like trying to come around. He's like literally right here. I liked cats, yeah, ever since I was a kid. But I remember, like, somehow they got over it. But originally, my sisters were allergic to cats, so we didn't have cats. And finally, we were able to. I don't know. They got a little bit older, and their allergies kind of went away, and now we could kind of have cats. And I've had cats ever since I was, I don't know, like 9 years old or something, like my whole life. And then we got into these Persians, and then
It just went crazy.
it is what it is. And Total Divas actually is the one who found this when we had to put our cat down. Total Divas crew is the one who kind of found this breeder for us. And We've got cats from this woman, Kevin Owens, Callisto, Natty's mom, Natty's sister. So we're the hookup. We have the hookup, and of course Teddy has his own hookup too. So
Oh yeah. Anytime I
yeah,
was at a show with him, he'd always have them with him.
I know. They're in the car, and mine stay at home. Mine stay at home all day. They're
Right. No
homeboys.
in-ring appearances for your cats.
No, that's why I got them airbrushed on my gear at one point, so they could stay at home but kind of travel with me in their own way.
What an homage.
Yeah.
Well, I really do want to say thank you so much for taking the time and for hopping on here.
Oh, my
I
pleasure.
remember, of course, like I've been watching you since I was growing up on TV. So like the fact that I now get to have you on my show, it's an absolute pleasure. So thank you a ton.
It's so funny when you say that, and then like someone sent me a clip of you with Indy Hartwell, and it's funny like, and she's like, oh, growing up he was my favorite, and I was like, now I'm that guy. Now I am at that age, I guess. But it's cool. It's better than saying, oh, I've never seen you in my life. So at least that.
Right.
But it's funny because I messaged her. We like whatever reason she would message me, then we would talk every once in a while. I remember she's like, hey, I'm gonna start training to wrestle, and then next thing, I randomly sent her a message like, hey, how's wrestling going? She's like, oh, I got signed. It was so, she's like, I got signed like last week. It was so random. I hadn't talked to her in a little while, and I just was like, oh, just reach out and see how she's doing. Because I'd seen like some of her stuff on Twitter. And then she's like, funny enough, you messaged me. I just got signed. So it's
And
cool. It's
I
cool
are
that it's come
working
full
together.
circle. I know. It's very cool. It's very cool.
Those are the best moments. It makes everything, all the hard work, like so worth it. So yeah,
Yeah.
just thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure.
Awesome. Well, everyone, this has been TJ Wilson. I'm the interview queen, Alicia Atout. Be sure to check out aliciaatout.com for all exclusive interviews and features, and we will see you all next time. Bye, everybody.